What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and I'm back. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody who support me and who support this platform, Sleep TV. It's very much appreciated. Much love to y'all. Before I get into the show, first, I want to shout out to y'all, first and foremost, as always. Shout out to the masculine mercenaries. And I need you to make sure you like this video and share the stream. Like the stream, share the stream. Like the stream and share the stream. If you would like to donate to the platform at any time, Cash App name, $SheepStaySleepTV, $SheepStaySleepTV on Cash App. You would like to donate through the super chat, you can. And I'll read your questions or your messages. So I appreciate that. And this afternoon, we're going to talk about the statement, my truth. And what made me come up with this? Shout out to the Madam Mercenary, the Crimson Cure. Shout out to her. I was watching her show earlier, and she had brought that up. How these hyenas love to embrace their truth, and how they try to leverage their truth as the truth in a discussion. This is something that's, constantly done. It's not nothing new, So shout out to the Crimson Cure for giving me the idea to do this show. So let's talk about it. My truth. What is my truth? Pretty much your truth is basically your perception on things. That's basically what your truth is. It's based on, because matter of fact, let me do this. Let's go and read the definition of truth, because this is what you have to do for hyenas, because hyenas, being that they're so enamored with their truth that they become delusional to what the truth is. So at any point, if you hear this stream, shitty Strober, let me give you the definition of truth. Truth, the quality or state of being true. The truth, that which is true or in accordance with fact or reality. So when we're talking about the truth is based on what is true in accordance with facts or reality. Now, notice here, or if y'all can Google, or whatever search engine y'all use, and just type in truth. A fact or belief that is accepted as true. Now, when I say this, I'm saying this because we're going to go with the second definition, which is where it says the truth. It doesn't say my truth. All right, Shitty Strober. There is no such thing as my truth. Because even when you look at the synonyms and the there is no such thing as your truth. There's no such thing as my truth. And being that you're saying, or when people say, this is my truth, what they're actually telling us is that they're dealing with their reality. They're not dealing with what is real. They're dealing with what they perceive to be real. So if you're a person, and I think Shitty Strober fits into this example. If you're a person that experienced, let's say, sexual trauma from men in your life, growing up, your truth about men is going to be different from the truth about men. Let me repeat that. Your truth about men is going to be totally separate and it doesn't relate to the truth about men. And a lot of times this is what we hear on YouTube. We don't hear the truth a lot. We hear people's truths, their truth. That's why I always say, man, we gotta heal before we build. Because a lot of times when I listen to these people, I can hear why they're embracing their truth instead of the truth. Because see, the truth in its essence is something that is very straightforward, and it can be very callous. You see, the truth can be the truth. That's why they say the truth cut. The truth can cut you because the truth is straightforward and it's callous. And some people who have been, well, I'm not going to say some people, most people who have been through a lot in their life and them using their truth as a coping mechanism is transferred into content here on YouTube today. They use their truth as a way to create content. And this is what you have from, a lot of these hyena content creators. They're just spitting out their truth. And do you know what my truth represents when you hear these hyenas say that? My truth in the hyena world means I have accepted all of the gynocratic programming that Big Mama Hyena has delivered to us. Because, and this is why I say that, because as a child, you don't really know the truth when you hear it. You can't say, oh yeah, that was the truth. You don't know when you're a child, because when you're a child, you're naive. You're naive. So you can't say this is my truth, because who actually cultivates your reality? Your parents, or a consenting adult at that time in your life. If you didn't have parents, they are the ones that help construct your reality, which develops truths, your truth, because your reality is based on your experiences. And that's how you cultivate your truth about life. Not the truth about life, but your truth. Because your truth is based on your perception to what you've been through. That's what your truth is. That is not the truth. Because the truth is black men are not super predators. That is not the truth. See, that is not the truth. See, a black man displaying masculinity is not toxic. That is the truth. That may not be your truth, because your experiences with men were horrible. So that's how your truth was developed, Shitty Strober, and people like her. And see, people who have, this is why being a sociopath, being bipolar, these are mental illnesses. These are mental illnesses. See, the chick Rashida Strober is a sociopath. She has sociopathic tendencies. And people who are sociopathic a lot of times are extremely delusional. They think things are the way they are when they're not. And that's because of trauma. So the way you analyze a situation could be extremely off because of trauma that has been accumulated over time. You see? So there's no such thing as my truth. This is my truth. There's no such thing. Because your truth is for you. So if your truth is for you, then only apply it to you. See, these hyenas like to get up on here with their truths and spit it like it's the gospel. Spit it as if they're teaching women something good. When what you're actually teaching, Shitty Strober, you're teaching your dysfunction. That's what you're teaching. And you want people to accept your dysfunctions. That's why you keep stressing how important it is for people to hear your truth, not the truth. And see, people like her, she would hate guys like me because I'm going to tell her the truth. And guess how I'm going to substantiate the truth? With facts and reality. I'm going to give you real life examples and I'm going to give you some facts. I'm going to give you some definitions and I'm going to give you some supporting details. That is how you properly have a debate. That is actually a constructive conversation when you deal on that level. But people who operate only in their truth, it's hard for them to accept the truth because the truth is not comfortable. Where their truth is, their truth has actually sustained them thus far in life. This is why a lot of people live a lie, because it's easier to live a lie. Some people say it's harder, but that's based on the person. I think it's easier to live a lie because to live a lie is to always live in ignorance. You can always say, well, I didn't know. You can always say that. Oh, well, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know. You know why you didn't know? Because you were so busy on your truth. You were so caught up in your own world that you forgot that there's an actual world that you live in outside of your mind. You see? And a lot of people who've dealt with a lot of trauma in life, they don't understand that. So one of their coping mechanisms is to accept things as their truth. That's it. Those are the people who don't want to do what's necessary to basically live in the truth of a situation. If you don't want to do what's necessary to live within the truth of the situation, then guess what? You're going to live in your personal prison. That's what you've actually done with my truth. You've created your own prison for yourself. And see, that woman knows that she's in mental prison. She knows this. And it is because she don't want to deal with the reality of her life. She don't want to deal with the choices she have made and accept that she have made them and stop trying to blame people for being who they are and be more responsible for you and the choices you've made. See, that is accepting the truth when you can do that. But until then, people like her will never be able to accept the truth. You'll never be able to. And it is because it's a comfortable place. My truth represents the blue pill world. See, that represents the blue pill world. My truth. That is what Kendra was talking about, an alternate reality. Just like you have some people today that are stuck in virtual reality. They have no life off this computer. Once they're out of the cyber world, they have no world to exist in. That's their truth. That's the blue pill world, where you just are accepting of any and everything. You don't oppose anything. You don't ask questions, because when you ask questions, to some people, that can be a threat. When you ask questions, that's why when you ask these people, so what do you mean by my truth? When you question these kind of people, like Shitty Strober, this is why she got upset the way she did. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for me, family. Hit the like button. Shout out to my man Ronan with the Cash App. Appreciate you, bro. The Cash App name is $SheepStaySleepTV. One word, $SheepStaySleepTV on Cash App, y'all. So she was getting upset for being questioned, because how she views being questioned is you're actually grilling her. That's what you're doing. You're actually trying to deconstruct her, let's say, what we will call it. You're basically deconstructing her safety net. The things that she holds sacred, you begin to make her begin to talk about it when you ask specific questions. Just like a psychiatrist. Mega Montana, appreciate it. He say, an escape from accountability, my truth. Real shit. Real shit. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. That's really what it is. And a person like that never likes to be challenged, because when they feel like you're challenging them, they feel like, this is why they say certain things. This is why they say certain things, these hyenas. This is why they say certain things when they come in contact with certain men. This is why they use the feminist talking points. Oh, you're being a bully. Oh, you're being mean. Oh, you're backing me into a corner. All that means is, I don't want you to point out what's really wrong with me, because then I have to answer to it. So the way I avoid that is by saying, you are a toxic man. You are bullying me. You're trying to make me answer something I don't want to answer. This is why they do that. This is why they get upset when brothers question them. Because not only do those kind of black women believe that they're beyond reproach because what they were taught, but it's also an escape tactic. They're running from you. Hyenas run when lions are on their ass, and they run as fast as they could. And that's all they're gonna ever do. Because the questions that you actually ask these people are the questions they should be posing to themselves. See, when you a man that represents the truth of what a man is supposed to be to a woman, whenever he's dealing with a woman, and this don't have to do with relationships. This could be just normal interaction between men and women. A lot of women are not used to men holding them accountable for what comes out of their mouth. A lot of men try to shield them, so they let them run the narrative of, this is my truth. Malachi, appreciate it. He say her truth avoids accountability and reality. Exactly. Shout out to my man Ronan again with the Cash App, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. And you're right. You're right. Accountability dodgeball. That is a fact. That is a fact. You see? So really, what you're actually doing when you're running from a man who's actually trying to help you heal by telling you the truth, you're actually running from yourself. This is why at this point, 2020, there is no reason why Black women should still be saying their life is messed up because of a Black man. This is 2020. It's too much facts out here. It's too much truth. It's time for y'all to embrace the truth and stop running around here with your truth, because your truth is going to keep you in bondage. And it has done the same for these gynocratic mercenaries and these female placators. But we're not talking about them today. We talking about the hyenas that love to use the phrase, my truth. Nobody gonna stop me from speaking my truth. But when you start asking them questions about their truth, now is, oh, you just want me to say what you want me to say. Because when they also say it's my truth, what they're actually telling men is, nigga, take me as I am. Didn't Mary J say that? Just take me as I am, or have nothing, nothing at all. Did she say that? Take me as I am. Take me as a broken-minded, wounded womb person. I need to accept that. I need to take you as that. But in the next breath, y'all will turn around and tell Black men what y'all need them to be, because y'all don't take Black men for who they are. Because if you did, we'll have y'all support in masses. We would have y'all cooperation in masses. So you want people to take you as you are and accept your truth, but you won't do it for your counterpart. You might have a man that has ideas that just needs investments into it. Perfect example, the pursuit of happiness. See, we not playing over here, shitty Strober. We gonna get to the truth. And we're gonna give you the truth based on the definition of the truth, which is based on facts and reality. So now we're gonna give you some facts. The movie The Pursuit of Happiness. Will Smith played a guy who was an inventor, right? But he was with a woman who wanted to domesticate him and wanted him to go out and live like the average Joe. Because she was so enthralled in her truth about what men are supposed to be as men. See, she didn't accept Will as Will. She looked at Will as a black man, and she thought that all black men should go out and work on the plantation because that's what she was taught. Because she was taught if a man don't have a job, he ain't shit. So that's how she looked at her husband in the movie. In the beginning, she was supporting him. She was believing in him. But the more and more doors that got shut in his face, the more and more she lost faith of her husband. And she began to lose attraction because he wasn't in alignment with her truth. Not the truth, but her truth. So she wasn't even attracted to Will no more. She didn't even want to be with him no more. Because he wasn't in alignment with her truth. And what she believes is, she believes that every man should go out and be a slave. You want to prove your manhood to me? Go get a job and work for somebody. The world doesn't care about your ideas, black man. They're never going to buy this shit. This is what she told him in the movie. They're not going to buy it. It's just not good enough. Why don't you give up? Because you wanted him to embrace your truth. But guess what he embraced? The truth. Because what he did was he did his research and realized that inventors don't get certain things patented and don't become successful, especially black inventors. It takes them years before they get any credit. Years. And sometimes they don't even get paid for it. And sometimes they get paid a little bit of money for their idea. Perfect example with that is Famous Amos, the one who made Famous Amos cookies. They took and turned that whole cookie into a franchise. Famous Amos was a black man. And they said, I think they paid like $10,000 or $20,000. And look how long Famous Amos been a brand. Look how long. So this is why Shitty Strobel was getting so upset when she was being questioned. Because it's like, hold on, dude. If you're not allowing me to spit my truth and get people to get in alignment with my truth, then that means you're in alignment with the truth. And I don't want to hear the truth because the truth hurts my feelings. The truth brings back horrible memories. The truth brings up things that I want to run from for the rest of my goddamn life. So you better not tell me the truth. Only fucked up men tell me the truth. Real men lie. Real men let me embrace my truth. This is what they're saying when they get upset. You're not a real man because you're bullying me. You're making me say something I don't want to say. And yes, I'm going to keep talking over you because I don't like what you're saying. I've been in relationships with women like that. Just won't bear witness to the truth. They just won't do it. And they have to understand that it's a coping mechanism. That's what it is. It's a coping mechanism. It's a way to stay in this alternate reality that you've created for yourself. It's okay. Let's just stay here. We can be okay here. And most hyenas who live like that, they look for men who are willing to uphold them in that. Those are the men that they marry. Those are the men that they marry. They don't marry the nigga who tell them the truth. Because guess what? To a person who embraces the concept of my truth, the truth hurts more than a lie. But she'll get up on her platform and tell you she don't want a man that lie because lies hurt her. And that she don't mind hearing the truth. Long as it's her truth. Long as it's hers. And what you telling her better be in alignment with her truth, or you're going to have a problem. Those are women who are not teachable. You can't teach a woman nothing like that. Women like that, you have to allow them to drown. And I spoke about this on the stream. You can't save her from herself because you can't. No matter how good of a man you are, no matter how masculine you are, none of that shit matters to a wounded soul. Remember that. And this is something I had to learn within myself. Because I'm a person that believes that intelligence trumps all. Knowing trumps all. You got to know first in order to do something about it. But people who are stuck in that rut, they don't want to know how to do shit. They only want to be told that they're right and that one day it'll be okay. Those are your pie in the sky type of broads. Those are your pie in the sky type of broads. The ones that never want to work on themselves but believe one day miraculously it'll all change. See? She don't want to actually do the work to change. She think it'll automatically change. She thinks she's going to meet this knight in shining armor that's never going to lie to her, that's never going to hurt her feelings, that's not going to basically build her up. This is why most black women don't even want that shit, because they don't see it. They can't visualize that man. They can't. That's why manly men to them are a turnoff. It's a turnoff to them. They want a subdued man. And they use cold words like, oh, I like him because he cool. I like him because he's so nice. He's just so mild-mannered. You know why? You know why they want those kind of guys? Because those men is their cushion. He's the cushion that she could sit on while operating in her bullshit. And we've already saw that right here live and direct on YouTube. When you got a hyena with her boyfriend as a goddamn seat cushion, and she got her hyena ass all in his mouth while she's sitting on the panel talking shit to niggas. He's sitting there licking her ass from the chat room because he's a cushion. He's gonna uphold her while she talk that bullshit. See, we gotta understand that, family. We gotta understand that. We can't sit here and think, you know, or we cannot sit here and not understand why these women go for certain kind of men. I understand why. Because those weak dudes are in accordance with my truth. They are in alignment with their truth. They can't go get no masculine man running around saying this shit. Well, that's my truth. That's why they go get these subdued men. They could just sit on their face whenever they ready type of dudes. Yeah, babe, come park on my face. I'm right here. My mouth is open. Come and park it here. That's what y'all niggas are. Upholding it. You are in alignment with her truth. That's why she picked you. She didn't want nothing different. That's why she picked you. She telling you something different because you probably got more money than the last nigga she was fucking. That's all. It's all superficial shit. Oh, you're so different. How? Did you ever, if she ever told you you were different, did you ever ask how? Did you ever ask her, how am I so different? How am I different, babe? And make her explain it. You're different because you're smart. You're so cute, and you have a really good job, and you have a good career, and you're family oriented. That's the shit. That is the generic bullshit that you get from these hyenas that embrace their truth. I'm gonna give you the truth, Negro. You know what make you different? The fact that you willing to put up with her dusty ass when no other dude wants to. Because she been single for how long before she met you? Why was she single for so long before she met you? Oh, I was single by choice. No, you wasn't. No, you wasn't. Because I bet you wasn't turning down no dick offers. Bet you wasn't doing that. But you talking about, I was single by choice. No, you wasn't. No, you wasn't. You was fucking different dudes and trying to see which dude will actually wife you up. And none of them did. I'm lying. Stop me when I'm lying. That's why you picked that little cunt as your boyfriend. Pro-black cunts. That's why you picked him as your boyfriend. And you got to make sure he don't like light-skinned women. Right, Shitty Strober? He can't like light-skinned women because you hate them, right? He only gotta like you. This is the world that they live in based on their truth. They think that you as being their man only finds them attractive. And you only better find them attractive. And if you don't, you better not let her know because you won't have a problem. I guarantee you, Shitty Strober makes scenes in the streets with dudes she mess with. I guarantee you. You gonna argue with her in the streets. Facts. Y'all gonna argue in the street. You can, if y'all go back and listen to that woman, just when I hear her voice and the tone in her voice and her demeanor when she speaks, she is extremely confrontational. Give me a second, y'all. Damn. Yeah, my bad, y'all. That was an important phone call. Damn, that's crazy. But yo, Ronan, you crazy. He said shitty strobe but shits in between cars at random. But we have to understand what that whole statement means, man, and what they actually um referring to. It's their safety net. It's their bulletproof vest to say, well, it's my truth, so I don't have to agree with nothing you saying. Fuck the facts. Fuck reality. It's about my truth. That's what it is at the end of the day. Because that's what I heard from Shitty Strober when she was speaking. She didn't want to acknowledge any forms of reality. She didn't want to accept any accountability on her part. She didn't want to embrace no facts, no data, no evidence. She didn't want to accept none of that shit. She didn't care. That's why she was talking while AM specifically was talking. Because she already know what he's going to bring. She already knew. Just like one time, and this is the first time I'm talking about it, but one time Gab had a show. This was like a month ago. If you listening, Gab, you know. He had a show and he had a hyena on there, you know. It's not normal. Gab, you my man, but you know, we know you live in the elephant graveyard. We know that already. You know what I'm saying? You my nigga, but we already know what it is. Hyenas love you. And it's because you feed them. You know, you give them filet mignon steaks and shit like that. So I'm on Gab panel one time. He got a hyena up there. And once I start speaking against what she was saying, she totally went on defense mode. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Being a real smartass. Now I didn't want to go in on her. Cause I was thinking, shout out to my nigga the Grinch God. Shout out to my man. Cause I was ready to just go in on her. But I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna do that to Gab panel. You know, he been having a nice little cordial show. I'm not gonna come up here and just throw the monkey wrench in all this shit and just start cooking her. I'm not gonna do that. So what I actually was doing was I was basically talking, having a conversation. And once I start to address the shit that she was saying, she was like, whoa, excuse me. Well, I'm sorry, sir. I don't want to offend you. I don't want to make you mad. I'm like, wow. So when she started her little antics, she turned the camera on. She started talking in the camera, getting real sassy. I just jumped off the panel after I said what I said because I know what I say can trigger. And sometimes I say shit intentionally to trigger people. But I wasn't doing that in this case. I was just pretty much debunking her bullshit and she made it look like I was attacking her. Oh, well, excuse me. I don't want to offend you. I'm looking like, you see this shit? Now, see, if that was my panel, I can't tell people how to run their shit. But if that was my panel, I would have told her, yo, cut that out. That sarcasm, if you're gonna have a conversation, have a conversation. Let's just keep it on the topic. All of the innuendos and all that shit, cut it out. Because that's how arguments start. Luckily, me, I can't sit here and say I know how to deal with it and know not to respond in a negative way, because I don't. I've been learning throughout this YouTube shit with these hyenas and how, you know, their behavior can trigger us too. But what I'm learning is they're doing that intentionally. So they could run their narrative of, look how angry he is. Look, he's an angry black man. He must hate his mother. So I'm learning to just what I do now is, and I don't know, but it's becoming kind of like an instinct almost. When a hyena get like that, I sniggle like, oh, that's how you feel, because that actually stops me from just roasting her and, you know, blowing the whole show up and doing all that shit. Because actually, that's what they want from you. So they can try to paint the narrative of, you know, you being destructive, you're just out of control, and you're not in control of your masculinity, and you're not a man, and you know, shit like that. So what I do is now is I just laugh. I laugh. And you know what that does? That makes them even madder. Because when I laughed before I got off the panel, she was like, oh, and look, he thinks it's funny. Oh, he thinks it's funny. Trying to poking. But then I just got off. But this is what they're going to do when you don't embrace their truth. When you don't want to hear that shit and you start debunking that shit. And this is why they will continue and continue to get on certain men's panels who allow them to, and to spit their truth. Because I don't understand why in 2020 we having a fucking conversation about colorism. Period. I don't know why. Why? I don't get it. Why are we even having why are we still having these mediocre, minuscule ass conversations? Okay, you like what you like. That's your personal business. I don't care. Shit, you may like to lay in a bed naked with your poodle. I don't care. Don't care. We got to stop having these meaningless ass conversations, man. It's 2020. But you got these quote unquote, you know, pro-blacks still having a conversation about a community. When are y'all going to get to that conversation of actually building a community? Because all y'all ever talking about is SYSBM, Donald Trump, and who's fucking who and reality TV and sports. This is what you pro-blacks talk about. Who's fucking who? And that encompasses everything. Who's fucking who wanna fuck who, sexual alphas and betas, and all of this stuff, and Pookie and Way, and bottom shelf brads. This is what all y'all people who talk about the community, this is all y'all speak about. When are y'all gonna have constructive conversations on what it takes to build a community? When? Y'all still playing. That's why y'all mad that the masculine mercenaries denounce being pro-black. And the people who follow us and support us and promote us are denouncing that pro-black shit too. Because at the end of the day, they're not seeing any progress. That's why y'all so mad at the masculine mercenaries. Because y'all wish we was pro-black. Because to be pro-black is to be pro-gynocratic. It's to be pro-gynocracy. And that's why y'all haven't been able to talk about building a community. Because y'all still caught up on the gynocracy and all the things that entails. Everything that comes with it. That's all y'all talk about. Y'all don't speak about nothing of importance. Nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing at all, man. So I just wanted to talk about that for a minute. You know, the whole concept of my truth and what it actually means. Black Zeus, appreciate it, man. He says sometimes you may need to take the Patrice O'Neal response when things go sideways and take 2 grenades and destroy everyone and everything. Angry Man, Super Saiyan 3 mode. I mean, you know, a couple of years ago, that's how I used to think, Black Zeus. Like, you know, and a lot of people think like that too, like on some cleansing type shit. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put the link out. I'm gonna see if some people want to come on for a minute. We probably stay on for about another 20, 30 minutes. And then hopefully AM do a red pill table talk. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Y'all could go ahead and chop it up about this, man. So shout out to y'all, man. The Cash App name is $SheepStaySleepTV. $SheepStaySleepTV is the Cash App name. Y'all go ahead and hit that up. The link is in the chat room. Just click the link. Like I said, we probably stay on for another 20, 30 minutes, and then we're going to wrap it up. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. Much love to y'all. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Hit the like button and hit the share button. Kirk Chris the God, appreciate you, man. Yeah, he might, Gemini, because I think he did a whole stream about it already. Matter of fact, he did. What's good, bro? What's good, big bro?
Maintaining, man. Just glad you brought this topic up. What's going on with you?
Man. I was listening to KD earlier, and when she brought that whole concept up of my truth, I'm like, damn, you just gave me. I put it in the chat room. I said, damn, you just gave me some content.
Yeah.
Because this is something that I feel like we we definitely need to delve into, because a lot of people in this YouTube space is running around saying that shit. My truth, my truth. So what you think about that, bro?
As I said earlier, it is a version of accountability dodgeball, where when it comes to truth, it's better if it does hurt or cut you. That way, you learn how to adjust. That's how we survive as men, women, as people in general. Saying my truth, that's basically you going to sleep on purpose, putting yourself in harm's way, more ways than one. That's what I believe.
Facts. And it's because, and see, what they don't realize is, man, they don't realize that what they're actually showing is they're showing their level of immaturity. And
True.
and and
Yeah.
these females still be wanting to be respected and regarded as adults. But you're telling me that you are purposefully embracing lies.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Albert, what's good, bro?
What's up, Al?
What what's good, DS1? What's good? My thought on the topic,
Chilling.
that my truth, your truth, all that bullshit, is to me it basically saying, my bullshit's the truth, and you must accept it no matter what.
Yep, yep. That and this is what I get from a lot of them too, especially Shitty Strober, because she's very
Get me
adamant.
started. Oh,
She's
you get it?
very adamant in this
I'm trying.
my
I'm
truth
trying.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Go,
I'm trying to calm down.
go
That
ahead.
that colorism. Okay, I'm just gonna come out. I said it on Valdez's problem. I'm gonna say it here. I don't look at the colorism part of YouTube because it's a fucking stupid argument. You're still a nigga to the white supremacists, you fuckers.
That's a fact, though.
Now breathe.
Oh, I'm
that's
breathing.
really
I
that's
got no
really
choice.
that's really that's really what it boils down to. And I'm glad you brought that kind of energy though, Albert, because these pro blacks be so hell bent on pushing colorism.
Yeah.
And then in the same breath talk about Willie Lynch. What the fuck?
Uh,
Lord.
that's why DS1 I put that term ethnically bipolar,
Yes. Something
because
has to be
Yeah.
wrong with you.
and plus I had a level of contention. Like, I actually living lies is harder than anything, because one, you're always looking for a cosigner, and two, you're eventually going to get taxed the fuck out by the truth anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
The truth is gonna cash your ass out. That's a fact.
Right. Right.
And I can tell by just listening to her that if Valdez
Oh,
really
she's
would have
delusional.
roasted her, she would
Yeah.
have cried. I believe he would have made her cry. She would have cried,
True.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
I
it's
hear in her voice that girl is damaged. Like
she is. She is.
that girl
yeah, she is
is like,
very damaged.
she is that's a battered woman, man.
Yeah.
She has been fucked over a lot in her life. That's why she's so hateful, man.
Yeah. Well, I honestly believe the her hue is a shield of
Yes,
convenience.
yes,
Yeah,
There's deeper layers to it, because I mean, most men, while they'll see a woman's exterior, they're more concerned about the interior.
Yeah.
As logical men, we look at things. Okay, she looks good from this angle, but let me talk to her and see
Right.
what's really going on in her
Mhm.
head. What she's about. You know, is she a beautiful retard, or is she like a liability, or is she really something that I could use as an asset along this journey? And
Right.
that's another gynocratic idea to where they figure we're just as superficial as they are, and in most cases we aren't, because it's a matter of survival trying to figure out who you're dealing with.
Right.
Yeah. No doubt.
Because see, what they don't understand is they don't understand that thinking men look at everybody and everything around them as a resource
Facts.
to help him fulfill his purpose.
Yeah.
So
Facts.
that's your wife, that's your mother, your father, your brothers, sisters, cousins, your children.
Yeah.
That's how we view them. Okay, you're my woman. Are you the kind of woman that is like Coretta Scott King? Are you her? And when I say not her, you know, in particular, but what she represented as far
Yeah.
as her husband, can you
Yeah.
be that?
Mhm.
Can you be the kind of woman after I'm dead 50 years, then come out and say I cheated on you? Or you're going to talk about it at my goddamn funeral?
Well, yeah.
Mm.
You see what I'm
And that's
saying?
I see
Because
exactly what you're
we
saying.
didn't know what Dr. King did until 50, 60 years after he died.
Right.
That he was
Yeah.
that he had other women. But his wife made it her duty never to dishonor her husband. This is the kind of
Facts.
shit thinking men want to know when we want to get to know a woman. Are you that type? Or are
Yeah.
you the type when we break up, you put it on your Facebook status?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you trying to gain clout because you know that you in a gynocratic system? So if you make your man look like a fucked up individual, you will get kudos and praise for it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hyena approved.
What type of person are you?
Yeah.
And see, they don't want to talk
Are you
about
gonna
that.
talk?
They don't want to talk about it. You know why? They don't want to talk about it because when they start talking about it, they're going to start crying. And they're going to start crying because they know the truth, and the truth is right there in front of them, and the truth is right on their heart to tell it, but they won't because it'll hurt them so much. It'll hurt
So
their
be it.
feelings
That's what
so
folks
much.
do.
So be it.
So
So be it.
truth hurts my
But,
feelings.
but,
Get over it.
right, right. But I'm specifying this because I want to say these things to the hyenas who are listening so they know I
Mhm.
know why you're not fit to be with. So stop saying it's because you're dark skinned.
I hate that shit.
You feel me?
Yeah.
It's not because you're dark skinned, it's because you're dysfunctional.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, shitty Strober? It's not because you're dark skinned. Not at all. It's because you're dysfunctional. And let me let you know something else, shitty Strober. If you happen to hear this, the light-skinned ones are the light-skinned ones are the ones with the most problems.
Yeah.
Those are the
Yeah.
ones with the biggest beauty issues. Those are the ones who have trouble with all the shit that you putting on dark-skinned women. It's the light-skinned women who suffer from that shit.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm so glad you said that. I have a simple question. How could any woman look at Yvette Carnell and say that light skinned women are supposed to be prettier
Oh
than
my
dark skinned
God.
Man,
seriously,
you ain't
how
lying.
can you look at God now
Yeah,
and
that's
say
true.
that case closed?
That's a
yeah,
fact.
she looks like a red-nosed pit with leprosy. Oh,
she looked like the fucking Geico lizard.
That's an
Yvette,
insult to the
Yvette is
Geico women.
horrible.
look,
And what's crazy? You know what's crazy?
what's
There's
that?
a lot of light-skinned women who are unattractive.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
So many of them. And
I don't
then
discriminate. Ugly is ugly.
facts
and ugly is to the bone.
Yes.
to the bone. So guess what? You may be a sexy ass red bone, but be a piece of shit type of person.
Yeah,
So guess what? Shitty Strober? Even the IG models are ugly too.
yeah.
They might be
Yep.
sexy and fuckable, but it doesn't mean that
No,
they're
that's
likable.
nope.
See,
I've
y'all
studied
women don't
Photoshop too
even
long.
understand.
That shit is
Go ahead.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
and it's because they don't understand, Albert. They don't understand the terms that they be using. Just because I say a chick is
No,
sexy
they
don't
don't.
mean I like her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't understand that, do you, shitty? You don't understand that. And by the way, let me go ahead and preface this too before an idiot jump in the comments after this
Right.
streams get posted and say, why you called her Shitty Strober? Because she's dark skinned? No, asshole, because shit can also be yellow.
And green.
Yep.
So I'm calling her Shitty
And
Strober
red and white.
because her attitude is shitty.
Yeah.
She has a poor attitude. Her attitude that she displayed on that stream, her ass need to go to fucking Scared Straight. She act like one of them girls.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, yeah.
She's fucking out of control, man. This is a grown ass woman.
Physically grown,
No
mentally.
self-control. No self-control at all.
Yeah.
But this is what
But
happens when you embrace the my truth concept.
Yep. This is what happens when you say all these black women are my black queens.
Yep. Yep. Because
Black
you know what's crazy about that
queens.
whole queen concept? When if you walk around, I didn't walk around and do it, but I asked a nice amount of black women, do you think you a queen? Half of them say no.
Really?
Half of them say no. That is some conscious community malarkey. These black women walking around here don't feel like no motherfucking queen. They got that shit off of reality TV. I'm a queen. And I'm going to tell you where that I'm a queen shit originally came from. It came from a transsexual. That I'm a queen shit. That's where it really came. That's who call themselves queens. Trannies. Old trannies. That's who was calling themselves queens back in the day.
Damn.
See, I'm from New York. New York has something called the Village. The Village is a world-renowned. Matter of fact, in the Village, they have an alphabet community headquarters. They have a LGBT headquarters in New York City, in the Village. And what a lot of people don't know is the transgender men who ran the underground drag scene that was in New York, that was started in the underground clubs in New York, where a lot of your favorite rappers visit, right?
Oh Lord.
I.e.,
Okay.
Brother Love. Yeah. They are the ones who taught a lot of your models how to vogue and how to walk down a runway. They learned that from transgender men.
Wow.
Who called themselves queens. See that? Perfect example. Y'all brothers are older than me.
Right.
When you were young, did you hear older women say, "Hey, queen"? Did you ever hear that, Ronan?
No, I did not.
I did not. Nope.
Exactly. Exactly.
Not in 37
I
years
used to
I've
hear
lived. I
sister.
have never heard that. Yeah, I've heard sister.
I used to hear sister or something. I mean, there's some terms at the time, but it was never no queen or any of that extra shit. But it started popping, I think, around late '90s, early 2000s, definitely. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Shout out to Room.
That's about right.
Shout out to Rumen and Melanoid. He say spit that real. Appreciate y'all, man. But yeah, that's and see, I asked y'all that because I know y'all brothers are older than me. So when y'all was growing up in a time where, older people in y'all family was still, relatively young.
That
So
and family reunions were a lot more cohesive.
right.
Yeah.
Nowadays, they're
Very
just
much
ghost
me.
towns now.
That's true.
Yeah. Can't even get my
And
last family reunion I have is
and
my
they've
grandmother's
never.
funeral, man. I kid you not.
Wow. Yeah, that kind of stuff, man. That's like, I would love to do a panel about that shit one day, because
Yeah,
that's really where
Yeah.
we lacking at, as
that's the only
far
time I've
as
seen
certain
some of
shit.
my family members at my grandmother's funeral. That's the only time I saw some
That's
of my
great.
family members at my grandmother's funeral. They keep messing up when I have our family reunion. So it is what it is.
But we know how to come together for funerals. Oh man.
Yeah,
Funerals and food.
that too.
Okay, we have somebody, we have a lady in the chat. She says, "I'm 51 and we were taught we were kings and queens." Okay, cool.
Okay.
You were taught your history. You were taught your history. Cool. But my question was, were women calling themselves queens?
No, they weren't.
Were y'all relating to each other as queens? Hey, queen. Good afternoon, queen. Like I hear a lot of y'all doing now, and has been doing this for about the past, I'm going to say as long as I knew, for about the past 15 years.
Back then, I saw growing up in high school, we saw a lot of kente cloth colors, more African centric. They were pushing black colleges like heavy back then, and like here in Indianapolis, the whole Circle City Classic was jumping. Like every year, it was just like packed. But there was no the language they were using back there. There was no queen or king and all this other stuff. Hey brother, hey sister. It was more family oriented in a way, but then that quickly changed.
Yeah, I haven't been since they tore down the RCA Dome.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm in Indianapolis too, so.
Yeah, it's different.
No, it's not an issue. It's not an issue. PM for 46. It's all love. I was just, I just wanted to be specific on what I said, because my moms and my pops, they in their 50s too. And like, I know you probably heard me say, my mother's side of the family, we're pretty much we're Muslims.
Right.
If we're not Muslims, we're God body, which ties back into Islam. So, and Islam is, the nation of Islam or whatever. A lot of that stuff is geared toward matriarchy and the upholding of your mother and stuff like that. And so we were taught that we were kings and queens, but my mother, I never heard my mother and her sisters and brothers communicate like that. So I was just being specific. So you good, PM?
Yeah, but this whole conversation about my truth is a socially acceptable cancer because
Yes.
when we're around each other as men, like you can't go out here with that nonsense talking about my truth because we're always gonna suss it out. Like, hey, look, man, like there's an unspoken rule, like never lie on your dick.
Right.
That's frowned upon. Or when you come around men, you have to have a sense of integrity. Like, look, if either you're on some solid ground or you're on some bullshit, at least be honest with yourself. We know how to make an honest decision and respond accordingly.
Yeah.
But nowadays, you have a bunch of hyenas doing what they do, and that's why you don't have the codes that we grew up on and lived by and kept society somewhat normal. That's why everything is in chaos right now.
Yeah. Some of them are older than me, which scares me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That's the crazy part. It's more dysfunctional adults than children now.
Well, they're physical adults, but mental children.
Midgets.
It's mental midgets, basically. You know, and telling the truth means they have to grow the fuck up.
Facts.
Yeah.
And that triggers a whole lot of arrested development and all the issues that they held back. And that's where you see these little goofy arguments like colorism. Like, it's not because you're light skinned or dark skinned. It's because you're ugly within. And you haven't addressed that yet.
That's it. That's it.
You know?
And you know what else that speaks to, bro? And this shit just came to me. That also speaks to how shallow a lot of black women are, but they try to pretend that they're not. They try to put it off on us as if all we want is sex and we look at them as sexual objects. But when these women are in the presence of men, they don't know how to not focus on the exterior. They never talk about the interior of themselves. They always talk about their skin complexion, how fat their ass is, how they got nice titties, how pretty their face is, how they don't wear makeup. They only communicate with us on the exterior level. But then to say, all we want to do is fuck.
Yeah.
All we talked about
was
supporting details of fucking.
But that's all they offered. I mean, it's what women have to, especially black women, especially. You have to understand. There's one thing if a guy fucking you. There's another element when you give a guy reasons to fuck with you beyond the bedroom.
Thank you.
It's a big fucking difference. Yeah, your ass might be fat, but gravity and time will tell, the truth.
Oh, yes.
Or the thing is, like, when it comes to you being attractive, when a guy asks you about your credit score and your debt, he's looking at the long term. Are you a beautiful liability? Or what? He has to ask these real in-depth questions like, why are you worth interrupting my time? Are you a welcome distraction, or you are a beautiful deterrent? Keep me from my purpose.
Yeah,
exactly.
Much as I hate to say this, for those that have a degree, there's nothing wrong with getting your education, but I'm going to ask you about how much debt you're in.
Yeah,
because I have to factor that in.
Yeah, and see, the first thing I'm gonna do, if you tell me you got a college degree, I'm gonna be like, salute to you. But what are you educated in?
Right.
That too.
What is your field?
What are you educated? What are you educated in? Like, okay, you went to school. They gave you a paper and said you passed and you did all the shit you were supposed to do. But now tell me, what do you specialize in? What are you educated in?
Yeah.
Because you have people who come out of school with degrees that still don't know how to do shit.
Right.
And, and that's not because of the person. That's because of how the system is set up. That's why most of the time they tell you when you get your degree, you got to come out of school and go into an intern position. Why the fuck I got to go to school for 10 years and come out and be an intern?
Basically.
Exactly.
If this is not a built-in fix,
yeah,
shouldn't I learn how to do my job? Shouldn't y'all know that I know how to do my job because I passed all my fucking exams? And had all my good grades on my reports and everything like that? Shouldn't that have told the goddamn employer that I know how to do the job? Why do I have to turn around and be an intern and have them teach me the job? Then what was the sense of me going to school?
That's the fact.
Oh, don't get me started. I'm in the tech field. I'm just gonna be honest with you. In the real world, your tech degree, for one thing, the technology changes too fast for the schools to keep up. So if you're not researching outside, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
And you get your degree don't mean shit.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Because with the rise of technology, they need niggas who know how to do shit.
Right now.
Right. Fuck if you know how to sound good and all that kind of shit. We need you to know how to do something.
Yeah.
Right now, the goddamn server for the public's website is down. Do you know how to fix that? Exactly. And there's people who's making a lot of money who know how to fix that shit without a degree.
Yeah. That's why you got a lot of brothers going into trade and doing what they're doing now, to where they're fast tracked into the industries that they're going into, not having to be an intern and basically hopefully be grandfathered into something. They're in the bloodstream, making things shake. I mean, you got, again, that's why we ask as men respectively, like, okay, your degree don't really mean shit personally, but what are you doing? How have you been a steward of your time? Because if you've been wasting your time for yourself, you're definitely going to waste mine.
Oh, I could take the server
so there's
stuff
more
a step further.
Good.
Step further. What was it running on? Is it running on Windows? Is it running on Linux? There's a difference. What language are you using? PHP, Java, ASP.NET? What server side language are you using? What JavaScript library are you using in your front end? It goes deep.
You know what, fellas? But you know what, fellas? I think I know why a lot of hyenas get pissed off when you have the audacity to ask them, what do you bring to the table? Because their bandwidth is very limited. If it isn't in the realm of sex or anything that will control or waste your time, it's a problem because it's out their wheelhouse.
Yeah, limited. It's on dial-up.
Yeah.
but that is true, and this is why you have a whole new group, a whole new generation of children growing up right now that don't want relationships, that don't want marriages, that don't want children, that don't want no connections to a woman because of how our women have devolved.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Even with y'all going to goddamn college, y'all still get out here and make yourselves look like fools.
Yeah.
With all that shit. With all the
wasted time
and money and good jobs. Look at how y'all still represent yourselves, man.
Yeah.
And it's because y'all embracing this concept of my truth. That's the problem. You don't want to accept the truth. Yeah. You don't want to accept that. You even got broads that are out here selling their twats, but tell you I ain't no hoe. What?
Yeah.
What?
Use a hoe. Oh, use a hoe.
I ain't no hoe. I don't go out and meet dudes. I just be on the webcam.
I said that use a hoe.
Yeah.
Like
Use a
what the
hoe.
like
I can't help
like
it.
like how do y'all how do you rationalize? How do you say something like that? I'm not a hoe because I don't walk the streets and go and meet dudes. I'm on Instagram and I just get on the camera. What?
Well, actually, they're
What's the
trying to
difference?
lie to themselves. Just
Oh,
because you're not on, well, just because you're not on the street. I mean, just the fact that you're leaving digital footprints and trying to get paid from
yes.
exposing your whole asshole online, you're not that much different. You know, you got a digital track you walk on. No different than a prostitute.
Thank
It
you.
it appears safer, but you have more views. And again, like, okay, you might not, you know, interact with the guys like that, but still, the internet's forever. And a hoe,
Yeah.
yeah, she get off that track and disappear, but you're online forever. Your great grandkids are gonna see what you do.
Oh, yes. And actually, on that note, let me give a PSA. If you need to stop, and it's not for the reason you think. Look, if you want to look at sexy picture of your girl, I don't have no issue with that. But do it in a digital camera and make sure it's encryption is no joke. If somebody breaks the encryption of whatever site you put it on, they're gonna get those pictures.
Yeah, yeah.
That's crazy.
Don't get
That's crazy.
and
And a
don't get it
lot of
twisted.
people,
I like looking at porn too, but I'm just saying. Right?
that's real. That's real what you said, Albert, because I'm thinking about this, man.
Mhm.
There's a lot of tech savvy people here on YouTube that don't talk about
Nope.
it. And this is how motherfuckers be getting doxxed and shit like that.
Yeah.
People hacking into your Facebook accounts, hacking into your Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
How- these are people who know how to do this shit based on what you just said, Albert.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they putting this shit out there. And that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Yo, that shit crazy, man. These chicks end up getting with a dude who let them embrace their truth. And then
Hmm.
soon as the hyena nigga get mad, he just start putting all her pictures out.
Mm.
And she like,
Well,
how you found that picture of me? I ain't seen that picture of you.
yeah.
Now we know how. Shout out to
Well,
Albert
Yeah.
for that.
well, if you think about it too, for all these hyenas, I'd be terrified for those individuals who accept you for your truth. Because
Yeah.
that leaves you really in danger because you are literally sleeping with the enemy. You have an individual who will gas you up with the bullshit that you like to live on.
Mm-hmm.
Think of what they're taking from you. Think of what they're doing behind your back or in your face, and you're not aware of it.
Big
That's
facts.
what, that's why I said like it is very costly for someone to live a lie. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if you really have an individual who gives a damn about you, they're going to tell you something, even if it fucking hurts, and they're doing it for a reason. Hoping that you wake up and get out that little dream world or that sense of arrested development that you're in to help you preserve your life and do better. But for someone who's always constantly telling you lies and gassing you up, most times you don't realize until it's too late. They've been fattening you up for the kill for the longest time.
That's
And
a
you're
fact.
easily marked, especially if you
Yup.
have a big old ego and you're easily, swayed, people giving you cheap compliments.
Mm-hmm.
We're all in many ways, that's the other part of competition. You're being seen if you are an ally or if you're a prey. This happens even now.
Facts. because hyenas are predatory creatures.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they
So
are.
they
But
only
you know,
view you that way.
but again, you know, you have these silly Negroes allegedly watching nature shows and science and learning the world, and meanwhile, you guys are watching reality shows and you see who's who.
Exactly. Facts.
Oh,
Facts. So
interesting note on
go
the
ahead, bro.
hyena. Interesting note on the hyena. The queen, everybody, even the females. I was watching this one
Yes.
documentary on YouTube, and the hyena clan queen and left her because she kept fucking with everybody.
Mhm.
That kind of shit
Mhm.
happens to the females and the children and her females offspring.
Of course. That's why. That's why I did that video. Her loyalty is to the clan,
Facts.
because no matter how much Big Mama beat her with paddles. Just listen to a lot of black women tell you about how they used to get abused by their mothers and grandmothers. How they used to beat them,
Yeah.
beat them with bats and sticks, paddles, irons. And these women turn around and go right back to the hyena clan.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know what they tell you when you ask them, yo, why would you go back there? Them people hurt you over there. Why would you want to be over there? Because that's my family.
And her truth.
And her truth.
Yeah.
Notice
I mean,
the women who be complaining, oh, he keeps me away from my family. He doesn't want me to see my family. Those are the women who belong to the gynocracy.
yeah. Yeah. They find
Because,
comfort in
Yep.
chaos.
exactly, because why would you want to go and be in a place after you told me this is the place where you've got sexually abused, physically abused, mentally abused, emotionally abused? Why would you want to go back and be around them people? Fuck if they your family. Why
Right.
would you want to go back and be around them people?
Well, I wanted to ask you this one because the thing is, like, now that you brought that up, as you know, lions who look to protect their pride in the vetting process, who's to say that these hyenas that they mamas didn't send a creepy little brother to go do what they do to their daughters?
Damn. I ain't think about that, bro.
I mean, you think about it, because, you know, there's a lot of, you know, conversations that go on in the low, and it's like, you know, she in there, she's pretty, she's attractive. A lot of these hyenas know what they know. They grew up with dysfunction. They know their family. Some of their family members are fucked up. Who's to say they don't prostitute their children for some God who knows what means or what reasons?
Jason Pope.
Because you've heard that. I mean, you heard that phrase. You know, what happens in this house stays in the house. Who doesn't orchestrate the bullshit that happens in that house?
Yep, that's the truth. That's the truth. You know how many times I done spoken to women and they done told me that they mother knew what was happening to them and did nothing about it.
Yeah. That's why I brought it up. That's why I brought that up. Because it's not always these men are predatory or they say like they're toxic. Sometimes the mamas feed them to the vermin.
Yep.
Let them be wasteland roadkill on purpose. Because again, that is the dark side of competition. Because you go in the houses, sometimes you see it where a man is in the house. Why is the daughter wearing certain things? Why is why can you feel the tension in that house? It's unspoken most times, but then you can literally feel something ain't right here because now baby girl's in my car. I didn't put her in there, but she's in. You always get put in some compromising positions.
Yeah.
That's sick.
It's sick, but it's a daily thing that's not supposed to be talked about.
It's reality, and I'm glad you brought that up, bro.
Yeah,
I'm glad you brought that up.
I'll give you some reality. Ronnie, you my Facebook player. You see all that heat I'm getting from when I.
yeah.
When I post about Jason Pope, you get what 700 black women with HIV. They don't say shit.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
They still walking around this motherfucker fucking.
Yeah. Still
walking around here fucking. Knowing what they done.
Yeah.
Knowing that this dude is infected. They knew it. And that's I'm glad you brought that up, bro. I'm glad you brought that up, Ronan, because I was speaking on this and I wanted to do a show about it. But I called the two covert hyenas over there. I called them out and dared them to do a show about what happened to black women in slavery that y'all never talk about.
Ooh.
So talk about how the slave master used to make you get pregnant by your son.
Oh,
talk about that.
Yeah.
And then
that's what the term motherfucker
years later, you got black women out here molesting little black boys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Talk about that. Talk about that from a woman's perspective.
Yeah.
Have that conversation. See, you know why they won't have that conversation? Because that is the dark side that black women run from.
Yeah.
They run from them conversations because that's when you start going back there, then you start to see just how much Big Mama allowed to go on in her house.
Oh, yeah. Big Mama had poorhouse rules over there.
Facts.
I mean, and in real time, that's like how many times have men on this panel, even listening in, how many times have you been in a situation where a chick didn't care if her kids were in the other room and brought you to the back?
Yeah.
Facts.
You're not the only one. Not the only one. When you are washing up in the sink and then one of her children is standing there looking at you. Like this, this hasn't happened. Like this ain't the first time they've seen this. And what do they say? And you have to show some level of shame to them. Like, well, damn, I'm disrespecting kids. And she doesn't care. Go back to your room. Lay down.
Facts.
People tend to underplay the psychological waterboarding and damage that goes on in these. I can't even call them homes. I call them like caves. Just they have no idea. While you have chicks or some kids are subject to abject poverty. Or let's say you're a father and you're sending child support. She's got her hair, nails, and everything did, and these children are eating scraps like Cheetos and stagnant water. Or what?
To get
cans of ravioli.
Right.
Cans of ravioli and shit.
Right. But again, it's like, it's always projection. Their daddy ain't here, but you're there. What's going on there? How's it that people have access to your children, or even your innermost secrets that you should be preserving? But that's a whole slew of conversations we'll have to have in the future.
Definitely.
I'll give you a better one.
Definitely. And I'm gonna start opening the panel up a lot more too, man. So y'all brothers could get on.
I'll give you a better one. Something goes wrong with the kid. Who's the first person they blame? It's the father. He wasn't there.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
And they only do that to escape their own accountability. They do it. They
Yep.
do it even if, like, say for instance, you have children and you in a house with them, with your baby moms and shit. If she don't want to do something that the child asked her to do for them, she'll relegate it to your father. Go ask your father.
Yeah.
Your ass is sitting right down here in the living room. It's about 25 steps to the kitchen.
Right.
He asking for something to drink. You send him all the way the fuck upstairs to come ask me because you don't want to get up and get it.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
You know how
Yeah.
normal
I
that
would have sit it
is?
right back down. Tell your mom to go get it. Yeah.
Yeah. It is normal,
That's normal.
unfortunately.
And then most of us guys, we not gonna say nothing about it, because then if you send him back down and he thirsty and he go back and ask his mother, she going, why you can't get it for him? I'm doing something, and then it turns into a whole bunch of bullshit that a lot of us men don't even be wanting to hear. So that's why
No.
most of us just get up and go get it to him.
Yeah.
But that shows you just how much they are not concerned about their children, and how they can turn their love for their children on and off.
Yeah, it's selective.
Right.
And it's messed up, especially around this season. Yeah. I'm worried about my
Yeah.
kids. So I can get money back. I can get money back until around April, and then it goes back to normal, regular dysfunction.
Mm-hmm.
Get out of my face, or mama gotta have a life too. That shit.
Before we give our last words, bro, let's read this. Look at this shit on the screen. PM says, my neighbor's kids were eating out of my trash can, and I went to tell the mother her boyfriend had a steak, baked potato, and salad. She beat them for getting caught.
Damn.
This that is some,
Anybody
but
got a
that's
pistol? Ooh.
reality.
Yeah.
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 I'm glad that wasn't me. I would have got a pistol and beat them.
Man,
Yeah.
how
You should
your
have called
boyfriend eat
CPS on
steak?
them.
Your
But
children eating out the trash, man.
uh,
Man,
it,
that's
it,
And
it goes
full
back
disclosure,
to how it really goes back to how the household is ran, because when the fathers are put out, and she's talking about my body, my choice, my truth. This is the shit that happens. A lot of kids are under siege, and then you complain about the monsters you create with these
yeah.
messed up conditions. These messed up conditions, and it's not the first time. It's not we're seeing this where you have the boyfriend eating steaks and potatoes, and the kids are sitting there eating bags of chips and Snapple, or they're unkept, or they're fucked with, and they grow up hateful,
mm,
seeing other kids living better than they do, seeing them
Mm-hmm.
eat better, and they have a better relationship, and that envy grows, and they become the pseudo toxic individuals you see today. You know, it,
man,
it's it's very disturbing when they start talking about what are you building, and we sit there and look at examples that, like, look at what you're destroying.
yes.
How can you build a community when you're destroying the future right now?
And when
Um,
you say that to them, the first thing they say is, "I'm not ruining my kids. I'm doing my best."
Your best is terrible.
mm.
Your best is
Best is terrible.
McDonald's. Okay.
Yeah. All
Okay.
right.
All right. I get it.
My cousin's kid. I remember my cousin's kid was. I kid you not. I made sure them boys eat before I even touched some food when they was living when
Right.
they was living with me. And I made sure they eat. I made sure even if I had to go out to the
Mm-hmm.
store or something, I always made sure they ate. Oh, You said the
Mm-hmm.
kids were eating out of the trash, and her boyfriend was in there eating steak. Ooh.
She said
But
she put in the chat. Look what she put. She put, I start feeding those kids.
yeah,
Okay.
but you know how bad it is, and it may be graphic, but I had a chick lie to me about having 5 kids because getting dick on the regular was
What?
important to her.
Oh my God. Yo, that's correct. Shout out to James Keels in the chat. He just said that.
Yeah,
He put
yeah.
that D run shit for hyenas.
I mean, I'm dead as I'm living and breathing.
Just
And
said
we
it,
went
bro.
to and we went to school together. And the thing was, the first time I saw the children, she told me the babysitter was going to be there, in a few minutes and we can go leave. So we left. And this happened a few times until I started, catching this feeling something ain't right here. So one time I was over there and she went to the bathroom or something. And all of a sudden, all 5 of the kids, were saying, "Mama, we hungry." As soon as she came out the bathroom door, she had this look of fear. I said, "When the fuck were you gonna tell me about this?" I said, "Well, I meant to tell you about it. I didn't know how to, tell you about my kids." I said, "First of all, that's a package deal. And 2,
Yep.
you mean to tell me like all them nights you spent the night in my house and the only thing that kept them from the elements was a deadbolt and some thick ass door?" I felt some kind of
Ooh.
way.
Man.
And her response was, "Look, you ain't got to worry about them. It's just me and you." I cut her the fuck off.
See that? See that?
Yeah.
That
Yeah. Real men don't play
she
that
has no
shit.
value. No value.
None.
No value at all.
Real men don't play
No
that shit. We'll
value.
cut you off in a hot second for messing with your
But
kids.
again, like, but the thing is, like, hyenas don't care. As long as they're getting scraps, they don't care how you got them. They don't care about the circumstances around them. As long as they're eating whatever they're eating, the bullshit they're eating, they're fine. When it comes to men of principle and purpose, they assess, like, look, where did this come from? Because there's some bullshit that comes with this. I don't want no parts of it. None of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how good it is. And that's the other thing. You can brag about your sex and everything, but if the conditions to keep it are fucked up, it's not worth the sacrifice.
Indeed.
It just ain't.
No doubt.
So that's why it renders that whole colorism and all these other nonsensical arguments null and void.
Facts. So y'all want to get y'all last words? I'm out to close
Sure.
out.
Yeah. You got it, Albert.
Yeah. Okay. SYSBM to the masculine mercenaries.
Facts. So you
Well, I definitely give a shout out to you, DS1. You're, doing the Lord's work out here. And
appreciate it. Appreciate it.
definitely shout out to everybody out there, and just be mindful. Have a very stern vetting process when dealing with people, friends, associates, whatever. And, don't be content with their truth. Seek after the truth. That's it.
Facts, bro. Well, I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all brothers for coming through. I appreciate everybody in the chat room. Shout out to everybody. Much love to all of the contributors. Shout out to y'all. I will be back later on. Y'all stay tuned. I will be having my brother Israel Doctrine on a platform. I'll be interviewing him, and we'll be chopping up some good games. So y'all stay tuned for that. I'm your host DS1 Ross. Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Remember, y'all, we our own agency. We our own agency, black man. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace.